Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thanks for joining me again as we continue to explore the heart of God. And we're doing it in Luke chapter 15. Jesus told this amazing story that we call the prodigal son, but it's in many ways it's about a prodigal God and his two rebellious and religious sons. And we're continuing in that story because it reveals the heart of the Father in such powerful ways. I want to just focus a little bit. We talked about the God who hugs, but I want to focus on one aspect of the hug for a few moments today. And it says that, the Father fell upon his neck. We've talked about that. And embraced him. So, in almost all the paintings of this part of the story, we see the Son on his knees and the Father bent over him. And I think that's part of that fell upon his neck. Like the Father moved forward. And he's holding the Son in this wonderful bear hug. And as he is, I want you in your mind to picture where the Son's head is. Where is the Son's head when the Father is holding this kid that's down on his knees? And the Father's bent over holding him. Where's the Son's head? Right here. Now, here's the point. What does the Son hear when his ear is right here and he's being held in tight to the Father's chest? Yes, he hears with his ears the Father saying amazing things. But with his ear up against the Father's chest, what does that Son hear? Oh, it's probably going faster than that, wasn't it? He hears the Father's heartbeat. I think this is such an amazing picture of the intention of our God for our time together with him. There is nothing he cherishes more than holding us close to his heart, so that we can hear his heartbeat. That's really what devotional time with God is, isn't it? That's what quiet time, or whatever you want, meditation, whatever phrase you use for it, the time that we intentionally set apart to be present to his presence. When we say, Father, through reading the word or meditation or prayer or worship, whatever it may be, we're saying, I want to be present to your presence. And when we do that, I fully believe, because Jesus said, this is what my Father's like. I fully believe he holds us in that bear hug. And when we get up really close to him, we hear his heart. Not just his words. You see, the Son heard the Father's heart through the words, but he also heard him through that close, intense, being present to the presence of the Father. And it's there, the old song was kind of sappy, but sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer. Or I come to the garden alone while the dew is still in the roses, and he walks with me and he talks with me. It's those songs, we're trying to express the presence. What happens when we let the Father hug us and we hear his heartbeat? And I think it's so important because as we hear the Father's heart through his words and through his heartbeat, we become more in harmony with him. I don't even know if this is scientifically possible or not. But I kind of like to think that as the Son's listening to the Father's heart, the Son's heart begins to beat in sync with his dad. Wow. That's what I want in my life. That as I spend time close to the Father's heart, that my heart, my life, will begin to resonate, be in sync with my Father's. There is no more powerful place to be than in the presence, being present to the presence of the Father's heart. That's where this Son was. And I don't think the Father just hugged him and let him go. I think this father held on to him for a long time. That's what our Father wants to do with you and me. Hold on to us for long periods of time. They that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings as eagles. That's hearing the heart of the Father and what it does in us. Wow. Well, I just encourage you to turn this off and just get in the presence of the Father and thank Him. Thank Him for His heart and listen for His heartbeat in your life today. God bless. We'll talk again tomorrow.